Friends, I'm back. This is the Free NFL Bets podcast. My name is Eric, and I'm feeling really damn good, guys. I'm in a heater in the NBA. I had a winning week in the NFL, chipping away at my deficit for this season for NFL, and I love Thanksgiving week. I really do. It's one of the best weeks of the year. Obviously off school, off work, and football's great. You got the college rivalries on Saturday, and yeah, just plenty of football, good food, family, and yeah, it's good, guys. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it, guys. Lions, right? Lions Packers, first game up, and the spread is, let's see, Lions minus 2.5. Over under is at 48.5, and the Packers beat the Lions on opening week. The Packers have been really bad on the road this year. The Lions have been kind of, I don't know if up and down is the word you'd say. Maybe, I don't know. It's kind of hard to peg the Lions, guys, because they're doing the whole new changing play calling with Dan Campbell calling the plays now. I like the Lions here, guys. That's what I'll say. I think the Lions do win this game. It's not to say that's not impossible, but it's very difficult to beat a division opponent, especially a very good divisional opponent, twice in the same season. And for the Packers to come into Detroit, they beat them on Thanksgiving 2 years ago, I believe, or 3 years ago, did the Packers. And so the Lions have only won once on Thanksgiving during the Dan Campbell era. And it was important last year that they got the win, and they did, barely, against the Bears. But I really believe the Lions give an incredible effort on Thanksgiving. And I'm doing this podcast Wednesday, late afternoon, early evening. And injury stuff right now, it looks okay. It looks like most of that offensive line is going to play for Detroit. Packers wide receiving core is always kind of iffy. Their linebacker Quay Walker is questionable, but overall, there's no staggering. I mean, Keyshawn Nixon, if he doesn't play for the Packers, I think that's a big loss for them. But overall, I do think the Lions win this game. I'm most likely going to bet them, and I just think it's the spot, guys. I just think it's a clear spot. Lions at home. Packers have been bad on the road. Lions need to win more on Thanksgiving. I think it falls into place for them. I really do. I like Lions minus 2.5. Over under, I don't have a strong opinion. If there really are a lot of defensive injuries, I do lean over 48. Like if Quay Walker and Nixon don't play, for Green Bay, I could see it going over. But Green Bay is an under team. I think both these teams are actually under teams. Let me look at that real quick. Detroit's 6-5 to the over. Green Bay is 5-6 to the under. So no huge trends there. But yeah, let's go next game. Next game up, got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Dallas Cowboys. Line is -3. There's also 3.5s, and the total is at 52.5. Now the Kansas City Chiefs, that was stressful, guys. That was my max bet that I had on Sunday against the Colts. Just Chiefs money line. Man, you could have hit a middle. You could have had Chiefs money line and the Colts plus 3.5. You would have won both sides. But, man, the Chiefs, guys, they haven't put many complete games together this season. And they're very close to do that. To doing that. And I do think that they put together a clean game against the Cowboys, and I think they win again. And I am going to be betting the Kansas City Chiefs again this week, guys. I do believe the Kansas City Chiefs win every single game the rest of the way on their schedule. They have all their more difficult opponents at home, easier opponents on the road. They need to win to basically get in. Every week is a must-win for them. Cowboys, there's more hype for next year. All right, their defense looks better for next year. The George Pickens experience is working out very well for them, and there's really no clear path for them to get into the playoff, guys. San Francisco, Seattle, and Los Angeles Rams, all three of those teams probably get in. And then you have to think that the Packers, Lions, and Bears, pretty much almost all three of those teams are going to get in. Between those 6 teams, guys, 5 of those teams are going to make it into the postseason. Okay? And then you got the Eagles winning the division. You got the Panthers, or maybe even the Falcons or the Buccaneers winning the South. And that's it. That's going to be the playoffs. Those will be the 7 teams. The Cowboys aren't making it, guys. Will they be excited for this game? Yeah, for sure. Thanksgiving Day is always a big game. But I like Kansas City to come in here. It's a big national TV audience game. They're very familiar with these kind of games. I like the Chiefs to keep winning here, guys. I do. I really do. I don't want to be on all the favorites on Thanksgiving, but sometimes it just goes that way. And I really strongly believe the Chiefs do win. Over under 52. The Cowboys, so I lean under 52. And the Cowboys front 7 is a lot better with their additions of Logan Wilson, Quinnen Williams, Overshown's back, obviously. And they're playing well, guys. And maybe being in the defensive scheme of Matt Eberflus has helped out a little bit as well. I think that they can slow the Chiefs down just enough. The Cowboys defense has caught a lot better form of late. And the Chiefs offense, I know what's wrong with it. They can't run the football. That's what's wrong with it. But guess what? Pacheco comes back this week. Kareem Hunt, guys, there's running backs in the NFL, they hold a lot of name power, right? Nick Chubb holds a lot of name power. Same with Kareem Hunt, kind of in a sense, right? To what he used to be. Dalvin Cook had some name power that carried his career. But really, guys, if you watch those running backs play, they're not good. Nick Chubb is not good anymore. Kareem Hunt, he's good on 3rd and 1, but that's it. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, that's all he's good at. He's not good at anything else. He doesn't break 10-yard carries. But Pacheco can. And I think that's huge. I think they're able to run the ball a lot better this week. With Pacheco, I believe they signed Dameon Pierce as well. Not in love with it, but it's still better than Kareem Hunt. And so that Chiefs run game should get back to normal this week. And then that'll open up everything else. And then the Chiefs defense is better than the Cowboys defense, guys. I like under 52, guys. I might think about it. The Chiefs are a huge under team. They're 3-8 to the under this year. And Dallas is 7-4 to the over, so it's actually a stronger trend of Kansas City being an under team. So I don't know, tough spot, short week. I always lean overs on short weeks, so I'll stay away from that total. Next game up, we got the Bengals at the Ravens. Spread is -7. Over unders at 51.5. There are a couple 52s out there, and let's talk about the total, guys. I will be betting under 51.5. Both of these teams are heavy over teams. And this has just been, guys, so I've been making pretty good money on this stuff in the NBA and in the NFL. And I say this all the time on the podcast, guys. So sorry if I sound like a broken record, but sometimes you just have to keep hearing it until it makes sense. Or until you're like, hey, why am I afraid to do this? It keeps working. And last week, there were so many matchups where both teams were heavy over teams. And at the end of the year, guys, there's only 5 outliers on each side of the over and the under and covering the spread and not covering the spread. Other than that, the other 22 teams in the NFL, they'll be right around 7-10 or 10-7 on either side of the over under or either side of covering the spread. And right now, the NFL, the way that's been going, there's just a ton of over teams still. Not as many as there were a couple weeks ago, but still, there's more overs this year in the NFL than there are unders. And, I think the books have finally caught up to pushing these lines up a little higher than what they should be based on, because they kind of have to, because everyone just keeps, it's so public. It's such a public play to bet overs. And in the last 25 years, and just historically, guys, at the sportsoddshistory.com, it'll have all the NFL odds and how teams have done against the spread and over-unders since, I'm on the website right now. It goes all the way back to 1952. So I didn't even know they were making lines back in the 50s, guys, to bet on. But you can check, over-under starts at 1979. So you can check all these stats, guys. And traditionally, historically, there's a very good chance it's going to be more unders than overs every year. And then last year, there were more overs. It was 53.7% overs last season. So the books have to adjust. I think they have adjusted. And so I'm going to continue to look to bet unders. Last week, I just said, screw it, I'm betting all 6 matchups where 2 over teams were facing each other in hopes that they were going to regress to the mean. And they did. I went 4-2 on my underplays and made some money. So I think again, it's going to happen, guys, this week. I'm looking to bet it. And Baltimore's 7-4 to the over, and Cincinnati is 7-4 to the over. It's strong, guys. 63% these teams are to the over. Both these teams matching up get an inflated an inflated totals line of 51.5, in my opinion. And I say that because Joe Burrow, turf toe is no joke, guys. Even though he's coming back, he's not going to be 100%. I guarantee you that. And then Lamar, he has a turf toe thing, he has a knee thing, and he has a back thing. Okay, he's got a lot of stuff going on with him. He's not healthy. His last 5 games, I don't think he's thrown for over 200 yards. He's not running the ball as much anymore. So I'm getting a banged up Lamar Jackson. I'm getting a first game back, rusty, still has a little bit of turf toe Joe Burrow. No T. Higgins for the Bengals. And Derrick Henry's not running the ball very well. And the Ravens defense is playing a lot better. They haven't let their opponent score over 20 points in the last 5 games, I believe. So I think this total should be closer to 48, 47. I think we are getting a field goal inflation here on the total. I will be betting this under 51.5. I am. It's probably going to be a 4-unit play. I don't think I'll go 5-unit just because short week kind of scares me. But if this was a Sunday game, it'd be a 5-unit max bet. As far as the side, that's tough, guys. Both these teams are not covering the spread this season. I really don't know, guys. Joe Burrow could look pretty good, keep it interesting. Ravens could look, I guess, a little better. I guess I lean Bengals +7, but I really don't feel good about that. And I think the Ravens win the game. And again, if you think the team's going to win the game, they're going to cover the spread more times than not. Now, last week, that was not the case. That was one of the only times this season. I think there's 2 times. I think it was week 1 and this past week, where there were more than 3 teams who won but did not cover. There were 6 teams last week, guys, that won the game as a favorite but did not cover the point spread. That's an abnormal occurrence. And on the season, it did drop. So on the year, usually NFL seasons, it's around 74% of the time where favorites win and cover the point spread. Roughly, it could be a little less, could be a little more. And right now, I think it's at 75%, somewhere around there. So, we got a lot of those out of the way last week, and should probably only be 3 this week, I think. You don't know. You never know, guys. It could be 0 this week. It could be 5 or 6 again. You never know. But if you can pick the winners correctly, long term, if you just pick the spread, you're going to be profitable. So if I think the Ravens win this game, so therefore I lean Ravens -7. Next game up, got the Chicago Bears at the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the Black Friday game. It's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Black Friday after Thanksgiving. And line is -7. And the total is 44.5. Now, the Bears, and so this is something too, guys. I've been early to the party this year in fading teams, and what I mean by that is that these teams aren't good. We know they're not that good, but yet they keep covering and winning point spreads, right? Chicago's been that team. They're 6-4 ATS against the spread this season, and they've won 8 games. And I mean, they've had to come back in the fourth quarter in pretty much all of their wins this season. Like they're just not a good team, guys. They're not. There's always one or two of these teams every year make it in the playoffs and they lose first round because they're actually playing somebody with some talent. And the Eagles are 5-6 against the spread, and their offense is a mess, guys. Kevin Patullo, offensive coordinator, he's just really messed it all up, in my opinion. I think it's him. I don't think it's anybody else to blame. I don't think A.J. Brown makes it any better with his antics, but I really believe the play caller is the problem. And, that scares me with the -7 point spread because, I don't trust that Eagles offense right now. So as bad as the Bears defense is, I don't trust the Eagles to just click and get it right. I really don't. I would lean Bears +7, but I do like the Eagles to win the game. So therefore, there's one of the wins but don't cover. I think it might be this game, guys. Over under is at 44.5. And 44.5. I lean over. It's hard to bet Bears games under the total just because their defense is so bad, and Ben Johnson's such a good offensive coach that they get it figured out. Sorry, the Bears. I was looking at the over under. The Bears are 7-4 against the spread, and the Eagles are 7-4 as well against the spread. My apologies. I was looking at the over under. So Philly's an under team right now. Bears are an over team. I lean over the 44.5. I lean. It's not a great feel because the Eagles defense is actually playing pretty darn good right now. But I lean that way. Not a good feel on that one. All right, let's go to Sunday's games. We got the Texans at the Colts. And hold on, guys. I forgot. Is C.J. Stroud playing in this game? Let me see here. I forgot if he practiced today or not. He practiced today. I mean, gosh, he's been out for a long time. I would think he's coming back this week. I kind of hope he doesn't because Davis Mills has been playing so well. And we'll get some more line value because I do want to bet the Houston Texans at the Colts. The Colts are a good football team, guys, but they're kind of like the Bears in my eyes, where I just think something's off with them. I'm not a believer in the Colts. I think they lose first round of the playoffs as well. And there's no guarantee that they win their division. They have to play the Texans twice, and they have to play the Jaguars twice. So this is a huge game, and I mean they could find themselves out of the playoffs even because they've lost the tiebreaker to Kansas City. So if they're tied with Kansas City wins the tiebreaker at the end of the year. I mean, they have to play San Francisco. They have to go to at Seattle, and man, they have the hardest schedule of anybody in that division left. Houston twice, Jacksonville twice, and then sandwiched in between those divisional games is Seattle and San Francisco. Boy, we're going to see what Indy's made of, guys. And let's see, against the spread on the season, Indy is 6-3-2. And where is our friends from Houston? Houston is 5-6 on the year against the spread. So I'm finding these at teamrankings.com, guys, by the way. They track the closing lines. So right before kickoff, not the most bettable lines throughout the week. And man, I like the Texans, guys. They got the better defense. Davis Mills is clicking. If C.J. Stroud plays, I'm probably not going to bet it because I would lean Colts at that point. But I don't know. I still might bet the Texans, guys. I think the Texans really show up and continue this momentum they have right now. Colts are kind of hitting adversity right now. I don't think they're really handling it that well. Over under is 44.5 as well. Let's check the over under trends for these two teams. Over under for the Colts, they're 6-5 to the over, and Houston is a heavy under team. They're 3-7-1 to the under. 44.5 for these two teams. I mean, Indy at home is so good offensively. I like the over here. I actually really like that over. Yeah. Thinking about it though, guys. I mean, Colts at home should be able to get into the 20s. They should. Texans defense is very good, but on the road, even the best defenses aren't, as good as they are at home. They're just not. So, and then Colts defense they got better. That's a tough total, guys. I'm going to stay off of that. I do lean over, though. Next game up, we've got the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Tampa Bay. Another 1 o'clock game. So, West Coast team traveling East Coast. We got plus 2.5 to the Cardinals. And it's really, obviously, Baker Mayfield driven. Baker Mayfield has a chance to play this week. I don't think it's very good. I think we are going to see Teddy Two Gloves. Teddy Bridgewater, if you don't know the nickname, he wears gloves on both hands. He plays quarterback. It's very strange. And Teddy Bridgewater is just not very good, guys. I watched him against the Rams last week on Sunday Night Football. He's not good. How old is this guy now? Let's see. He's got to be in his 30s, right? Let me see. Teddy Bridgewater is 33. All right, so he's not that old, but he's not good, guys. I mean, he's not good. Let's look at his stats. He's got the most touchdowns he's ever thrown in a season is 18 with Denver. He has 75 career touchdowns to 47 interceptions. That's not good. I mean, guys, Jacoby Brissett versus Teddy Bridgewater. Sign me up, guys. I like Arizona. If Teddy Bridgewater plays this game, I really like Arizona to win this game. That Buccaneers defense is not playing very well right now, and neither is Arizona's per se, but in my opinion, Arizona has more talent on their defense, and they're still fighting. Arizona's still fighting. Like, they find ways to lose the game, but I think Jacoby Brissett is a clear advantage over Teddy Two Gloves, and I will probably bet the Cardinals if that's the case, guys. As long as it's at a pick 'em. I'm not laying points with the Cardinals on the road. Next game up. Oh wait, over under. Sorry, over under. Ooh, over under's 43.5. I love the under. Love the under in this game. The Cardinals are a heavy over team this year. They are 7-4 to the over. Tampa Bay is 6-5 to the over. So this is exactly what I was talking about, guys. We have two teams that are over teams. Just like Baltimore and Cincinnati are over teams, now we have Tampa Bay and Arizona is heavy over teams. Like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 teams, guys, that have 7 overs on the season. Okay? Out of those 8 teams, there will only be 3 teams that make it to 11 overs. Okay? 11 or more overs on the season. Other than that, these next, week 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. These next 6 weeks, out of those 8 teams, 4 for sure are only going to go 3-3 over under. Okay? They'll go 10-7 on the year, just like I said. All right? The remaining 4 or 3 teams, they'll go 4-2 on the year and go 11-6. Okay? There'll be a rare 1 or 2 that go like 5-1 and go 12-5 on the season. Okay? That's just how it goes, guys. You go to teamrankings.com, you check it out, go through all the years and look at all the top over teams, okay? Those 8 7-4 over teams, that's not holding true, guys. Okay? they're going under more than not. A lot of those teams will go 2-4 to the under. Okay, so we get Teddy Bridgewater, who can't move the football. I think Bucky Irving is coming back a little bit, so that's good for them. We get the Buccaneers defense at home, who has not been playing well, but gets Jacoby Brissett, who has looked pretty good, but still, Cardinals on the road. I don't trust that offense still. 43.5. I see a defensive struggle. Teddy Bridgewater, I believe, is pretty conservative in not turning the ball over, and especially at this stage in his career. And Jacoby Brissett definitely tries to not turn the ball over as well. That's key. Turnovers are for overs. The less turnovers you have, the more punts you have, because people are throwing the ball out of bounds and taking sacks. And both defenses are disruptive enough to get sacks. So I really like that under, guys. I'm going to write that down. I think I already did write it down this week. Let me write it down right here. We got Arizona, Tampa Bay under 43.5. Now, obviously, if Baker Mayfield gets ruled out, this will probably go to like 41.5. I'm okay with 41.5. I really like 43.5. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see what happens with Baker. Next game up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans. Cashville, Tennessee, boy. That's what my friend calls Nashville. Cashville. Spread is -6.5 to the Jaguars. Total is 41.5. And here's the thing about the Tennessee Titans right now. They're still not good, but they are fighting. Okay, they covered the spread against the Seahawks last week. Had no business covering that spread, but Mike McCoy, the interim head coach, is coming out and he said, we're going to fight to the end, just like what you saw against the Seahawks. We're going to compete, and that's just what we're going to do. So they're going to look to score touchdowns and cover big point spreads. Okay, that's what they're telling us. That's what they're going to do. All right, and when a game's in control like that, like the Seahawks were, the Seahawks will let them get a charity touchdown for sure. That's easy to do with under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. So that's something to keep in mind. Tennessee now has how many covers on the year? They have 5 covers. Jacksonville has 6. So 6-5 to 5-6. And over-under wise, Jacksonville's an over team, I believe. Jacksonville 6-5 to the over. Tennessee is 7-4 to the over. Okay, so here's another example, guys, of 2 over teams. Now let's see if it makes sense. I think it does, because Trevor Lawrence is bad. That Jaguars offense is decent because Liam Cohen can get the ball moving down the field. But man, I lean a close game here. I like Tennessee plus 6.5. I actually think Tennessee's live to win this game a little bit. I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar hater right now. Trevor Lawrence sucks. The Jacksonville defense is actually pretty good on paper, in my opinion, but if they don't get turnovers, they're not very good. And so a close game creates tension, creates anxiety, creates scared football. Okay, not a free-flowing game. Okay, that means a lot of drop passes, a lot of tip balls, a lot of panic quarterbacks taking sacks because they don't want to turn the ball over. That'll cause them to lose the game in a tight, close game. Okay, that leans to unders. All right, now let's see what the total is. Total, 41.5, like I said. I like that. 41 is a key number in the NFL. Tennessee defense is playing a lot better of late. They gave up some deep passes to Jackson Smith. Now, guess what? Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. or Parker Washington, like, they're not Jackson Smith and Jigba and Sam Darnold. They're not. So Tennessee should be able to keep everything in front of them. Tennessee offense is not good still. Tennessee has had a lot of defensive and special teams touchdowns of late. I like under 41.5 there a lot, guys. Let me write that down as well. We got Jackson, and it's a divisional game. Divisional games are usually tight, more times than not, it feels like. So yeah, Jacksonville, Tennessee under 41.5, and I do lean Tennessee plus 6.5. Next game up, we got another West Coast team coming east in the Los Angeles Rams at the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are a very good home team, guys. But man, the Rams are just on another level right now. They really are. Rams have done well coming east. If you remember, they came and played very well against the Eagles. They should have beat the Eagles. Then they came east again to Baltimore and beat Baltimore pretty soundly, 17-3. And then went east again to London the following week from the East Coast, but still, that's still a 4 or 5 hour difference. And then they won in London against Jacksonville. The Rams are very accustomed to going east. It's not a big deal. And if you remember that London game, the Rams went to London on Friday or Saturday morning. Like, they had only been in England for less than 48 hours before they played that game with the Jaguars. So jet lagged, and they smoked the Jaguars 35-7. So, you know, I trust them in this spot for sure. For sure. They handled this spot fine. And standings wise, that NFC West is tricky, guys. You got Rams 9-2, Seahawks 8-3, San Francisco 8-4, but San Francisco has the best division record at 4-1, and they still get to play the Seahawks. They already beat the Seahawks this year. They also have the best conference record at 8-2. The Rams are 4-2 in conference. The Seahawks are 4-3 in conference. So the 49ers have got their work already done as far as conference wins in the division. And yeah, I mean, 1 game back, or I guess 1.5 game back of the Rams, but 49ers look good, guys. And I say that, so that means even though the Rams are 9-2, this is a conference game. They need to win this game. This is a big ass freaking game for them. The Panthers have a great opportunity. If Tampa Bay can't have Baker Mayfield go for a little bit, that division's up for grabs. This is a big game, guys. It's a big game. Plus 10.5. I think it's too much, guys. I do like the Panthers plus 10.5. Against the spread, the Rams are 8-3 on the year. They're the top team with Seattle against the spread. Carolina's 7-5 against the spread, so both these teams have covered more than they have not. Man, it's hard to fade the Rams right now with the way Stafford's playing. And, you know, we got to see J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn left earlier. I mean, you definitely want him against Puka and Devontae. But, I mean, 10.5 is a lot of damn points, guys. I know that Rams defense is really good. I know Bryce Young is not very good, but still. Panthers turn up at home. That's what they've done the past 2 seasons. They're very good at home. They're very competitive at home. 10.5 is a big-ass number, guys. I like Panthers plus 10.5. Total, we got another mid-40s total. Let's see where they are against over-under on the year. We've got the Rams as an under team, 4-7, and we've got the Panthers as an under team or a 500 team, 6-6 over/under. So look to an over, and I kind of like the over because the Panthers defense is not very good right now. And the offense plays better at home. I like the over there. I'm probably not going to bet that right now. It's hard for me to bet overs right now. But I do lean over 45 in that game. Next game up, we have the New Orleans Saints at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins coming off a bye week. Saints coming off a very embarrassing performance against the Falcons. Tyler Shue, he's still not good, guys. Dolphins are playing better. But do I want to lay 6 points with them? So here's the crazy thing, guys. The Dolphins don't have that bad of a schedule right now. They could get to 500. So look at this. They play the Saints this week. Then they go to the Jets the following week. So they could be 6-7 after the next 2 weeks. Then they go to Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football. Pittsburgh's got issues, guys. Pittsburgh could lose the next 2 games and they could be 6-7. Okay? And then Miami could beat the Steelers, guys. If the Steelers are just like falling apart and crumbling and Mason Rudolph is starting and stuff, like, you know what? It could go bad. It could get ugly really quick. So Miami has a pathway to make the playoffs. As crazy as that sounds, guys. As crazy as that sounds. Because after the Steelers, they play the Bengals at home and the Buccaneers at home. Those are 2 games they could win. So, yeah, it's interesting, guys. Miami has a lot to play for. You know they're talking about this. You know they're saying this right now. Okay? So, I fully believe Miami's going to be ready to rock and roll this week. Saints just suck, guys. They suck. There's no other way to put it. They're just a bad football team, finding ways to lose. Let's see what the against the spread trends are for these 2 teams really quickly. We got the Saints at 3-8 against the spread, and we've got the Miami Dolphins at 6-5 against the spread. I mean, I do think it's a little bit too many points. I would lean +6 with the Saints. But I do think Miami wins the game. And again, if I think a team's going to win the game, it's really hard for me to bet the underdog this year. I'm just not going to do it. Just unless I really think a team has a chance to just cover the point spread and keep it really interesting. Over-unders at 41.5. Let's see what the over-under trends are for them. We got the Rams at 4-7. Sorry, not the Rams. Saints 3-8, and the Dolphins are an over team at 6-4. Over unders at 41.5. Man, I kind of like over. I don't think the Dolphins, even though they'll be ready to go for this one, I still think they take for granted the Saints and let them hang around a little bit. So I lean over 41.5. Not a strong feel for that game. Next game up, we got 2 1 o'clock games left. Man, this schedule is long. So there's no teams on bye weeks this week. On Thanksgiving week, there's no teams on bye. Next week we'll have the last 2 byes. I believe it's the 49ers and somebody else. I think the Panthers. I think 49ers Panthers. I could be wrong on that. Falcons at the Jets. -2.5 to the road team Falcons. Total's 39.5. And who's playing quarterback for the Jets is still going to be Tyrod Taylor? Because Tyrod's not good, man. He's not good at all. Justin Fields isn't good either, but Justin Fields has a little more scrambling ability. I mean, guys, they just put up 10 points. I don't... If Tyrod's playing, I will be on the Falcons. No doubt about it. So, yeah, they got Tyrod Taylor listed as the starter right now. Kirk Cousins did some nice things. Let's see if Drake London's coming back. If Drake London's coming back, I mean, that's big. Because Kirky needs somebody to throw the ball to. He's doubtful. Drake London's doubtful. So, I still like the Falcons, and I think the Falcons win this game, guys. I do. I like that -2.5. Let's check the over/under and against the spread trends. So the Jets actually have a lot of covers this year. They're 6-4-1, and let's see, where are the Falcons? Atlanta is 5-5 on the year. It's not. I thought the Falcons had less covers than that. And nonetheless, I like the Falcons. Falcons have the better defense. They have the better quarterback even. Yeah. Give me the Falcons minus 2.5. That's probably going to be a bet for me, guys. Over under 39.5. Now, I know Atlanta's a heavy under team. They're 4-6 to the under. And the Jets are 6-5 to the over. Man, that's a low total. It's a low total. Even for a Jets game. With Tyrod, I don't know. I'm staying away from that total, guys. I don't like that total. I would lean over, I guess. Next game up, we got the Shedeur Sanders-led Browns at home getting 5 points. 4-0. There's money on the Browns coming in, plus 4.5. All right, 49ers on the road going east. West Coast team. Over-unders at 36.5. I like this to go over. And it's not necessarily because of Shedeur. It's just, I think that's too low. What's the over-under for San Francisco? Is a heavy over team, though. They're a heavy over team, guys. And so is Cleveland. I don't like that, man. So Cleveland's 6-5 to the over, and San Francisco is one of those 8 teams that have 7 overs on the season. And whenever you play in Cleveland, you got to check the wind. The wind's a factor in Cleveland. Maybe there's a lot of wind happening on Sunday. That always affects it, but the 49ers lost to Cleveland in Cleveland like 2 years ago or something. I remember that. Oh, that was like a bad Jake Moody game. Man, I think San Francisco, I think they're like the 7th seed in the playoffs right now. They need to keep winning. Let's check the covers for both teams. San Francisco has 7 covers, so 7-5 in covering. The Browns are at 5-6. I really like San Francisco this week. San Francisco's in a good groove. I mean, Brock Purdy's not in a good groove. But still, that 49ers defense is playing a lot better undermanned. I like the 49ers to win this game. So therefore, they're going to win the game. They're going to cover the spread more times than not. I like them, guys. I'm probably going to bet the 49ers this week. I feel pretty good about that. And it's not that I don't think Shedeur is bad. I think Shedeur has some ability, but yeah, it's just too fresh. It's his second start. He still has a lot to learn. 49ers are a veteran defense, veteran coach defense, and they're playing a lot better. You know, Shedeur Sanders he's learning, guys. I think the 49ers win this game. I do. I feel pretty confident in that. Next game up. What's the over? Man, I lean over 36.5, but it'll be hard for me to get there. Okay, now we got the next game. This is funny. The Seattle Seahawks hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Our boy J.J. McCarthy, 9, as he refers to himself. Man, that guy's not a good NFL quarterback. He will be out of the NFL in about 3 years, maybe 2.5. I don't think you can fix him, man. I don't think you can. And he's probably not going to play this week. I guess he has an outside shot of playing. But you're going to get... Well, I don't even know how to say the guy's name. He took like a snap in the London game. Did Brosmer? Is that his name? Let me look at it. Yeah, Brosmer. Now he was an FCS guy. Then he went to FBS for 1 year. I think he had one really good year. But Carson Wentz is on IR. I don't even know who the backup is after Brosmer, guys. It's a bad spot, guys. It's a bad spot. And then you got Sam Darnold, who left. But I don't think they wanted him back. I don't think the Vikings wanted him back. And the Vikings are dumb as crap for that. I'm sorry. You got a quarterback who won you 15 games and you don't even want to bring him back. That's pretty unheard of to just go with an unknown quarterback and McCarthy. That's crazy, guys. Spread's plus 11.5. Let me see. I mean, Seattle is 8-3. They're the best cover team in the NFL this season. Minnesota is 4-7. So I don't know, guys. It's it would be hard. Seattle's in a different. They're in a different league. I mean, Minnesota's well coached, but gosh, guys, I don't know about that. I would lean Seattle minus 11.5. As far as the over/under, I love the under 41. Especially if Bosmer plays or McCarthy plays. I don't care who plays. It doesn't matter. Seattle's defense is very good. Minnesota's defense, they've underperformed this year, but again, they're on the field a lot. So they get worn down, guys. They're also one of these teams. Oh gosh, both these teams are 7-4 to the over this year. So this is a clear underplay for me, and it makes sense as well. Not only is it fading the over and having both of these teams regress back to the mean of having equal over and unders, but it makes sense. You have two very good defenses. You have one team with a really bad offense, so that could really control the under just by itself, where they barely get 10 points. And then the other team holds the good offense in the Seahawks to like 28 points. 28-10, 28-13 is a push, 27-13 wins. So that makes sense, guys. That makes a lot of sense. I really like that under. I will be betting that for sure. Next game up. My Steelers. My Pittsburgh Steelers. They're embarrassing, guys. Aaron Rodgers did not practice today. On Wednesday. He did not practice last week. On Wednesday, the same day, and he did not play. They're saying that he's going to play this week, but I can't say that with certainty, guys. I can't. I don't know if they play. I have not bet against my Steelers in a long time. Even with Kenny Pickett. Last year I did not. They made me a lot of money, even with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. I rarely bet against my Steelers. Guys, I am tempted to bet against my Steelers this week. Okay, I can't even remember the last time I put money on the opposing team, but man, if Mason Rudolph plays, I think the Bills win by 7 at least. If that line goes up to minus 6.5, I don't think it does. I don't think the betting markets think Aaron Rodgers is that much better than Mason Rudolph. He is. Mason Rudolph is not good. Minus 3.5 with the Bills. I know the Bills' defense doesn't look good, guys. They can't stop the run. But Steelers' defense is bad. Josh Allen is still really damn good. And Bills got to win. Steelers need to win too, but I think there's too much noise in Pittsburgh. People are fed up with Tomlin. The defense is the most expensive defense in the NFL, and they're shit. And the Bills organization, the sky's not falling. You have Josh Allen, okay? So there's none of the sky is falling talk like there is in Pittsburgh right now. It's two teams that need a win, but the Bills are more poised to get the win. I like the Bills minus 3.5, guys. I might bet against my Steelers this week. And you know what? If the Steelers win, then I just say, hey, that's cool. That's great. You will restore hope in me as a fan, and, I'll lose money in the process, then I guess so be it. Over under 47.5. Let's see what the over under trends are. Buffalo is a 5-6 to the under. Pittsburgh is 6-5 to the over. And as far as covers go, Buffalo is 5-6. Pittsburgh is 5-6. So, two teams really right around the same situation, ATS and over/under. But I like the Bills, guys. I like the Bills. It's going to be hard for me to stay off of them this week. Over/under 47. Yeah, that's right. Ooh, I like that under. Steelers games at home. That defense is bad, right? The Steelers. But at home, that Steelers defense turns up. Now, it's going to be hard to do against the Bills. Yeah, it's going to be hard to do against the Bills. But a lot of other teams are having their way with the Bills offense. So why can't the Steelers have their way too? I lean under 47.5. I kind of like that a lot. I might bet that one, actually. Especially if Rodgers is out. Last 4 o'clock game, we got the Raiders at the Chargers. We'll keep this quick, guys. The Raiders suck. They suck. Interim offensive coordinator Greg Olson. Will it be a little bit better? Maybe, but I don't think so. Geno Smith is not a good NFL quarterback. It's a crime that they paid him $100 million for 3 seasons to be their quarterback. That is ridiculous. I don't care if his offensive line isn't good. I don't care if he doesn't have like a lot of wide receivers. Geno Smith sucks. Okay, he sucks. Chargers don't suck. They're coming off of a bye week, and they're coming off of a bad loss. There will be more Raiders fans in attendance. This will basically be a Raiders home game. But man, guys, I like the Chargers minus 9.5. Raiders are really bad on the road this year. Let me see what the ATS is for these two teams. Got the Raiders at 4-7, and then the Chargers at 4-6. Wow. So the Chargers could cover this game. It's not like they have a lot of covers this year. And I think the Chargers win this game. So I'm going to write that down. Chargers minus 9.5. Sign me up. And then over under, I think the Chargers are an under team. Yeah, they are 5-6 to the under. Oh, and so are the Raiders, 4-7 to the under. What's the total for here? The total is 40.5, 41. Huh. I mean, the Raiders defense is so bad, guys. The Chargers could really put up close to 30, and then the Raiders get to like 14. I lean over in that game. It's hard to bet overs with Raiders games because, man, that offense is so awful. But yeah, let's move on. Sunday Night Football. Got the Broncos at the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is not playing. The spread's at -6, -5.5. There's actually money on the Commanders. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. The Broncos are bad on the road, but the Commanders are not a good football team right now. Over under 43.5. Like, yeah, the Commanders fought hard and played well against the Miami Dolphins in Madrid. But come on, guys. Let's take a look at these two teams real quick. Let's take a look. It's an interesting matchup. Scheduling wise for the Commanders, they're off of a bye week. They play Minnesota next week. They have 3 home games left. They've lost 6 in a row. And you know what? The Broncos are not very good against the spread. So against the spread, against the spread, Broncos are 5-5, and the Commanders are 3-8. They're the worst cover team, them and the Saints. So, I mean, Broncos are fool's gold, guys. They're gonna get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. They are. They're gonna get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. I'm telling you guys. Unless they get the bye week, and then they'll get knocked out after the bye week. I don't care if they'll be at home and they play well at home. Whoever they play against, they're gonna lose in the playoff, guys. This team's not good. Like they're good at winning against bad teams, and teams that shoot themselves in the foot, like the Eagles and the Chiefs. But all the rest of their wins are bad teams. They beat the Titans. They beat the Bengals without Joe Burrow. They beat the Jets. They beat the Giants. They beat the Cowboys. They beat the Texans when C.J. Stroud got hurt. I know I said I like Davis Mills, but to throw Davis Mills in, he didn't get any practice reps all week. Like, that's a lot to ask your quarterback to win. They should have lost at Houston. They beat the Raiders by 3 points. They beat the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes is a dumbass and threw an interception in the red zone. Like, this team's not good, guys. They're not good. The 2 losses that they have are to the Colts, to the Chargers, 2 good football teams. I mean, I can understand the +6 money coming in. I can understand it. Bo Nix is... I don't like Bo Nix, man. Let's see what the over-under is. It's 43.5. See what the trends are. I like the under. Washington is 5-5 to the... so over-under even. And then Denver's 3-8. So Denver's a under team. Maybe this does go over then. Maybe this does go over. This has room to go over. This could go over. Probably stay off of it. Next game, Monday Night Football, we got the Giants at the Patriots. Jackson Dart has a chance to play this week. Jameis Winston's still playing good. So I don't really care who plays, who doesn't. New England's 7-4 against the spread. And the Giants are 7-5 against the spread. So even though the Giants have all those losses, they've covered the point spread a lot, man. I mean, they should have won like 5 more games this season. It's kind of crazy to even think of. And they just fired their defensive coordinator, Shane Bowen. So, you know, kind of one of those deals. Patriots need to keep winning, try to get the 1 seed. Giants are fighting. They're fighting, guys. They're fighting. This is the team that's not giving up, even though their season's over. Over-under's at 46. I do like Giants plus 7.5 a lot, guys. I really do. I think they can keep it interesting. Giants are 7-5 to the over, so they also have 7 overs. They're one of those teams that have 7 overs. And the Patriots have 6. They're 6-6. So, you know, this is a game I'm looking to bet under. 46.5. The Patriots defense at home. Giants offense is not good. They're pulling out trick plays to try to score touchdowns. So as long as the Patriots keep everything in front of them, they should be able to play good red zone defense where trick plays don't work for the most part, and keep the Giants out of the end zone. I like that under a lot. I'm gonna write that down as well. New York Giants and New England under 46. I like that. Makes sense. I don't think the Giants score a lot of touchdowns. Now, if Jackson Dart comes back, then I'll have to think about it. I have to think about it because he can scramble better than Jameis. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking this week, guys. You know, on the season, I'm down like 4 positions pretty much, and I'm fine. There's lots of football left. I'm in a good groove. I'm seeing things better. I've won a lot of big 5-unit plays recently, so. Yeah, if you want my plays, links in the description, guys. Go ahead, click the link there in the podcast and on my YouTube home bio, and then all my official communication is at X or Twitter at Easy Money Wins with the S at the end. Easy Money Wins, and yeah, you get my link there as well for all my plays. So that's it, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a good, safe holiday, and watch a lot of football. Let's make a lot of money betting the football and NBA. So that's it, guys. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next week.